believe we're going to get a weather update from you, but we probably concede it. It's not good.
Pretty good idea what's the weather report's going to be, Rick. It is pouring here on pit road as you're on board with the buildsubmarines.com, on board with Joey Hand, who's driving.
Yeah, it's pouring out there, boy.
Racing this weekend and goes by where Jeff Burton is right now. You can just see the absolute puddles on the racetrack and also here on pit road. Cliff Daniels just told Kyle Larson a moment ago, he said, what is here now will be here for a while. So eventually, Steve, they're going to pit at the end of this stage one as they take one lap to go here in stage one. But it looks like it's going to be a wet weather race, at least for a while here in Chicago. And there's the radar.
Yep.
To prove it.
I think that's the key. I think at this point, it's now, you know, it was kind of a mix. How long are we going to be on wets or dries? I think now you can commit to these tires, maybe make some adjustments. You're definitely going to need a pit because really the entire field is on slicks that are on the lead lap. Zane Smith might be the one holdout back there in the 71 all the way back at 27. He might be able to stay out and do something crazy, but the majority of the field is going to pit. Put those treaded wet tires on, and if there's different air pressure or some sort of setting that you think would help, but it is definitely raining now.
And we're going to hear from race leader Shane Van Gisbergen. This is going to be his first career stage win. Listening to his radio.
Yeah, we can hardly drive. We have to put across these lines. So it's going to be stupid to put lane if we're all on slick. Yeah, it's near undrivable at this speed. That was pretty fun there.
So you hear, I mean, undrivable, even at these low speeds. I like it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Well, you mentioned also the paint. You had said that earlier. It's very slick, not only the racing surface, but then you have the paint of the lines, the dashes, the arrows.
Well, we all drive on roads around the country. We all know when, you know, what do they always say? Hey, when it rains, increase your following distance, do all of those things. Your street cars have wet weather tires on all the time. But it's just, you know, there's oil, there's grit, there's all these things in the streets that are not as present in a racetrack.
Yeah.
And it's been a good job by Chase Briscoe under the conditions with the slicks, moved from a 16th starting position up to the 4th position. But what's been really fun to listen to is the radio and how we've seen the weather transition under this caution. When the caution flag first waved, Chase got on the radio and was telling his team, you know, the track looks fine. I don't know if I would put wets on yet. Like, maybe we should stick to slicks. It only took a lap later. He got on the radio and said, wet, 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 wet. We absolutely need wet weather tires. We saw what he was able to do with wet weather conditions in New Hampshire. Should be very fun to watch Chase Briscoe here this afternoon once they switch on those wet weather tires.
And again, that was a rarity, Steve. You brought it up earlier. New Hampshire, an oval racetrack. NASCAR has been trying it. They had tested it on a mile and under, and so it was the first time that it was utilized at New Hampshire. And again, that was just 2 weeks ago. Shane Van Gisbergen is going to get the stage one win, so he keeps up his winning ways in Chicago after winning the Xfinity Series race yesterday, and of course the Cup race a year ago. Making the final loop here through 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Riding along with the Wendy's on board, looking back from SVG. Dave.
Rick, Ty Gibbs will finish third at the green-white checkered as planned right now anyway. And this is what he thought of the front stretch.
Slows down and rise up a tiny bit, but then the next one is going to just watch the track. Obviously, it's wet, but the front straightaway is sudsy. So, be like go-kart.
That was actually the information from Tony Hirschman, talking to his driver, giving him a go-kart reference, which Ty does a lot. It's one of the reasons why he's good on these road courses.
Sudsy. I heard the word sudsy out there. I don't think I ever want to hear that when you're behind the wheel of a race car.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment, but I'm not sure what that's giving me for information as far as grip. I guess worse than wet. The big interesting thing is, you know, the only unfortunate part with the car is rolling slow is they don't move the standing water off the racetrack. So we'll see if NASCAR has to feel they got some time at least, you know, just
it's almost soapy.
Dry the puddles off the racetrack. Jeff did a nice job of showing the kind of standing water at the back of the track. We'll see what that looks like. The front stretch, you know, no real standing water here.
Nothing like a year ago where we actually saw wheels and tires floating on pit road. So it's going to be Shane Van Gisbergen. He will win stage one. It ends under caution because of the spin by the 7th of LaJoy, as well as the rain coming out and keeping us under